Okay, so we're doing this reading because let's do this first. Watch your ears, watch your ears. Okay. Ooh, spooky. Let's just grab some of this light for a second here. There we go. There we go. So bright. Okay. Okay, I'm doing this reading because something huge has shifted. So I thought the full moon was in a week, okay? And it was the next day. I said 1 week, it was 1 day. We would have been in full moon energy yesterday when I went live. And I didn't even know. So this moon, it's a blood moon. And I was looking at it last night where I was in a pitch black kind of rural area, so I could really see it. And there was this tinge of rust around the top of it. So, and it is the blood moon. And then today, it's been just incredible energy, like incredible energy. I mean, synchronicities, like comforting, motivating, just all around really good energy. So I'm going to go with this. Legs on this table are they're not sturdy, so if it shakes a little bit, I'm gonna have to rope it down. My apologies. All right, here we go. What's this moon tell us? What's this moon tell us? What's this blood moon? Okay, I'm kind of glad somebody isn't alive for that, because did you all of a sudden see those cards popping? So I did this like little mantra in my head, and I was like, okay, so we need some serious energy for what's going on right now for the collective that's going to end up watching this. Because if they're not going to watch it, then I'm not going to channel for a bunch of people that aren't going to watch it. That's not really how this gift works, okay? And look what came out. For one, the word witch came out twice, okay? And the first card that came out was tarot cards. Okay, literally, tarot cards. That was the first card that came out. So I'm like, okay, there's going to be guidance coming through this reading for whoever needs it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's all for entertainment purposes. If it nails on the coffin, it does. If it doesn't, don't fucking worry about it. All right? So it looks like for some of the collective that this is going to resonate with, they are in a very powerful position right now, which is why we have the witch's hat with power. Okay. Hey, Maz, what's going on? Oh, this deck? Here's the box. Surprisingly, I don't know where the fucking box is. Fuck. Wisdom. Oh, here's the book. Anyways, I can't find the box, but Witch's Wisdom. That's what this deck is called. It's an awesome deck, by the way. I always jump to it. Okay. Actually, I think I know where it is. Okay, so the ones who this is going to resonate with, they're in a very powerful position. And it's obviously because whatever you're manifesting, like I don't know if you're manifesting a spell. If you are, it's working. Okay? Because you're following the guidelines. There are guidelines to follow with magic. And if you want to manifest things for yourself, it's the same with the real world. If you want to receive, you have to give. Especially, I had to teach my sister about being a server, because if she wanted to get tips, she has to tip. You're in that industry now. You want it, you got to give it, right? It's like something like that. It's wish fulfillment. It's how you get things done. You can't just take and expect to get given something in return, right? You have to give in order to get something in return. You always do. So the witches and the wizards out there and the stupid motherfuckers that go out and they do spell work and they do stupid shit and they hurt people, okay, are going against the wicked red. And that is what we follow. Even if you don't know anything about it, you would still be like, why would I hex somebody if what goes around comes around? Right? That's almost like your number one rule. All right, what goes around fucking comes around. You should know this by now. It's kindergarten rules. Kindergarten rules. But you know how many people even in kindergarten violate that shit? Because their parents let them be little entitled brats at home, right? And never say no to them. With you casting a spell, knowing your limits and knowing the world's limits and what you can do and what you can't do, right? Thou shalt not hurt, thou shalt not harm, thou shalt not cast a spell upon somebody so that I can get everything that's in their life, right? That's not the way magic works. So by you not doing that, by you healing, and a lot of what you do if you want to do magic in the beginning is you do magic for other people and you see if it works. That's how I became a witch. Well, I've always been a witch, but that's how I realized it, because I casted spells on people that just brought so much infinite abundance to them. I wanted to see what kind of magic I could do, and what better than test it on some people, right? I did one for my mom, and her bed and breakfast like tripled in, I don't know, 3 months or something like that. But because she was willing to do the work for the bed and breakfast. If you want something to work, but okay, so say you want to test your powers, right? And you're watching somebody do something, you have to be really careful, because you can't do something for somebody that's against their will, right? Or not what they want, even though you think. So it's more like what you would do is you would say something like, okay, so do you, with the universe, it would be like, put the name of the person down or whatever. A lot of it I don't even actually write down. A lot of it I just manifest through my third eye. I don't do anything out loud anymore. But that's just my personal journey with people listening to what I'm doing and then doing it themselves. I now just do it all in my head. You can do it however way you want. And it obviously helps to see the person, to be looking at the person, right? So the universe knows like where this magic is going, okay? And then you do something for them, right? If you know this person goes to work every day, then you can be like, I really hope that this person's pay just triples for all their hard work. And then all of a sudden they're just like starting to buy all this shit. And you're like, I think it's working. But you almost kind of have to keep it alive too. You have to keep it going. You have to keep sending that good vibration, that good love, and then you can see if it works, right? Because there are witches who watch this channel. I wouldn't have it. There are warlocks who watch this channel, or again, I wouldn't have it, right? There are people out there that even if you don't know what you're capable of doing, there's always still that like, well, I might be able to do something. What up from England, okay? I still might be able to do something. So the way that you can test those skills is to give it out, right? Is to give it out. And then sometimes it's almost like, I don't know if somebody wants to start a tarot channel, but once the power turns on, once you put that hat on, boom, everything is going to take off. Right. And I think that's what this full moon is about. It's all about this moon. This moon has so much power behind it. I thought it was a week away because of how much came with today. Like I changed so much today. My day started at like 7 a.m. and I was done a master project by 12 p.m. I couldn't believe it. I was like, it's 11:30. And I'm like just sitting down, everything's done. Normally that would be like 3:30, 4 o'clock, I would get everything done. Fuck no, today is totally different. And obviously this is energy right now, we're going into winter. right? And some people are, like, some countries are going to be in winter very soon. Okay, very soon. So we've got to take on that, where it's like, I think that your power is going to increase by the winter because of what you're creating, because of what you're putting out there. What you're putting out there is obviously getting recognized, or I wouldn't be talking about it, right? They wouldn't care to bring this up with me if it didn't mean that somebody wasn't doing it in the collective. Holy crap, that was cold. Okay, so obviously you're doing some good up in the hood. All right, what's this Wicked Red? Yes. Okay. It's almost like it's you've become this daughter of pentacles, where you see the world, you see innocence, right? You don't see where you can cause harm. It's almost like you watch your tongue now, because you gotta fucking watch what you say, right? What you say can become somebody's life really fucking quickly if you're not using your magic properly. And then you gotta pay the price for that as they're paying for it, right? So then you learn to love. You learn to soar with people. You learn that black magic is just what it is. It's black magic. Stay the fuck away from it. You have no idea what that shit does to people, and you have no idea what it can do to you in return. That shit is not, it's not games. It's not a joke. It can take your life apart. I've seen it. I've watched it, and I've watched my life fall apart because somebody thought that they could play around with magic. That's not what you do with magic. That's not what witches do. That's not what we, and warlocks, I'm not leaving you out. Okay, but that's not what we sign up when we sign to do this, when we sign up for mission, when we sign up to follow our hearts, to follow our missions, to follow our guidelines, to follow the compass that's going to help us on our mission, then nothing will stop us. And we most certainly will not cast spells on people to get there. We will get there when we get there because it's mission. It's always going to happen if it's mission, and it's never going to be held back from you. I never really understand what mission was until today, because the way that everything lined up, I got into my room and I was like, that was fucking lined up. That was lined up. That was my mission. That had to have been, because I made the plan in my head, or the plan came to me, whatever it was, and I stuck to it. And I stuck with the time. I even checked what time they were open. And then to get to this one place, I got every single green light down a major busy road. That the other day when I went to go get food or takeout down, it took me 20 minutes to drive down that road because I hit probably fucking 9 red lights in a row. I thought I wanted to die by the 9th. I was like, you've got to be fucking... And then somebody cuts in front of you, you're like, what? I was so hungry, and I was like, oh my God. But you know what? It was fine. It was all good. I got my food. Everything was great. But then today, when I went to go do everything, green lights all down the road. And I went, wow, this is definitely a change from the other day when I went down this road. So it's like sometimes you go down the road and it's really fucking hard. And then the next day you got to go down it again. And then it's easier, right? Because you went down it the day before. So it's not as hard anymore. Once you do your magic, once you start doing magic, which apparently magic was the magic word for all these cards to come out, there's the moon. Is this a time where I need to say I told so? Because I told so. This is exactly what's going on. It's the moon. Okay, the moon is doing everything, and you are jamming with the moon. Okay, and then the other card that flipped out before it was the Mother of Wands. Okay, you know that snake protecting their eggs. I mean, do you know how many keepers I've seen get bit when they try to remove the snake off the eggs? Because the snakes don't incubate their eggs very well. They don't keep them warm really well. Plus, they have to abandon them to go and eat. So nature takes its course. So what breeders do, I mean, just in captivity, they will take the mother off and then incubate them. So then they stay at the right humidity, they stay at the right temperature, and they actually have a chance at life. Because snakes in the wild don't make it very often. Okay, so I don't know what message that was about. Fucking a little snake lecture there for everybody. There's the sun and the moon, and all I wanna do is have some fun. Oh God, don't you remember that awful fucking song? I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All right, so moon and the sun. The moon can't stay out forever. The sun has to come out, and once the moon has done its business, the sun is ready. Okay, so now I'm getting Mother of Pentacles with with the Five of Swords. Nurturing loss. Honestly, that's kind of what I see is nurturing loss. Like even when something doesn't work out, even when something's broken, it's like you got to take the more mature way. Not everything's going to go your way. Not every relationship's going to last. Not everything is going to stay together, right? And the more you let people go, the more you give them the opportunity to come back, right? Then we got the Ten of Wands. There are some very hard endings where you realize sometimes you can't get through and you got to turn around, okay? And that's where sometimes you got to sever the ties, nurture the ties that have been severed, right? Because sometimes you have to say goodbye to people, but it's not the end of the path with them. So it's like, what if you have a kid with somebody and you have to say goodbye to them, right? It's not the end of the path, even though you can't go anywhere anymore. You're stuck, but you got to turn around. You got to look at your mistakes, right? And why you hide. Because somebody hides, and the reason why they hide is because they hide around a lot of people's words. People's words seem to define who they are. When they spread their wings and they fly, that defines who they are, not when they hang like this. Scorpio in the building. Remember they're from England. There you are, right? Death, Scorpio energy, transformation. Transforming your life, getting out of your cocoon, getting out of your head, okay? Let the past be the past. Honestly, the past, from what I can see, oh, beautiful. Something in the past that took a lot from you. And it's in your roots. It's in there. It's in that heart. It's in that root. And it's a rat. It's somebody who took something that really wasn't supposed to. Somebody that was really greedy, that maybe fed on your emotions, took way too much than what they should have, right? And it embedded in your roots. It got into everything. It got into your heart. It got into your roots. It got into your system. It got into your life, right? But it doesn't mean that it has to tell you who you are, right? It doesn't have to define you. People... like what the things that people do to you, I mean, they have the option to do it right. And everybody that chooses to break the law, they don't have to do it. And that's called your conscience. And if people don't know what a conscience is, then they will live as a very guilty individual. And really not even know it. Kind of self-centered, egotistical, fucking lined up like the world owes them something. They can take whatever they want. And that's a very sad life to live because you're not giving anything. It's just take. And then when people don't want to give to you anymore, you walk away. You blame them. And that's not a good way to do things. That's not being a team player. People can, oh, look at that. I'm like rubbing the Herman under here, right? People can choose not to love you anymore. I'm looking at the word Capricorn. People can choose to hide. They can choose to walk away. They can choose not to speak to you. They can choose their own destiny. And it doesn't have to have anything to do with you. And that's fucking God's will, I just heard. Like, I don't talk about God. But when I watched this movie the other day, Frailty, and it was God's will to remove these demons from the earth that wallow in people that are hurting people. And it really made me look at God a different way. because when people talk about God, it just makes me cringe all the time, because I'm like, he's not just going to come down here and fucking turn a miracle because you were an asshole your whole life. Like, the way that God is perceived really fucking pisses me off, and religion really pisses me off. So many things just really, because they're abused in so many different circumstances. I realize why they're there, but it doesn't stop mankind from abusing it and finding a loophole to use something and put another word on top of it, like the play with words, the play on church, everything like that. But to watch that movie and to hear him say God's will 900 fucking times, finally I was like, okay, I can see God a different way right now. Like, he obviously isn't fucking around either, because these like monsters, okay, the unspeakable people that do things, a lot of times they say they were possessed. A lot of times they say they were told to do it. Who are they being told by? What are they listening to? And then people always say, well, it's a demon, it's a demon, it's a demon. Right away, it's a demon. And it's like, okay, I have a demon deck. Not one single demon in that deck claims to be a pedophile. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there right now. Okay, not one of them. Even Lucifer, real name Christopher, wasn't a pedophile. So, is it demonic, or is it a play on words? I don't know. But I can say that my mind is open to it. And as long as your mind is open to it, then you might never find the truth. The truth may always linger because you're not dead and you don't know. But when you're ready to see it, you will. Just like he did in that movie. And I do believe I have that ability. Now I'm getting the goosebumps. Sometimes they hurt. Oh, now I want to cry. Oh, sometimes our gifts are curses, because I can touch people and know if they're a monster. I can actually look at them and know if they're a monster. And it's been something that my father always got just so pissed off at me, because he'd be like, why are you staring at people? Stop staring. And I'm like, I'm not fucking staring at them. I'm doing a job. I'm trying to see who the fuck they are, because people always have two sides. Like, they have one good side, but they have a fucking dark side. And I know they like to shine their light all the time. Fuck you, that dark is there. And for some reason or another, I'm that person that can bring that darkness out. And I don't know how I do it. I don't want to know how I do it. It's a superpower. It's something that people, the alarm needs to be called sometimes. People, because they lie. And they don't tell anybody the truth about who they truly are. They wear a mask, and I go, yeah, right, fuck you. I'm going to call you on it. And I call people on a lot of shit. And I can tell you this, I'm a pretty lucky person that I haven't gotten killed because of it. Like, even with the shit I did to my landlord, because the shit he did to me, his whole crew is Hell's Angels. But I also know that Hell's Angels don't hurt women. And I also know that if Hell's Angels want to come to my door and fucking fuck with me, I got a lot of superpowers. And I can do a lot of things because I'm a woman. And I've lived on the streets. So I also know. And I know what that shit is like. I know what you got to do to not die. Right? Whether in this life or in another, in this world or in your fucking dreams, it doesn't matter. There is demonic energies everywhere. Or satanic energies, or fucking godly energies. I don't fucking know what they are, but they're maybe non-human. I don't know. I don't know where the hell they surface from then. Right? I don't know. I know we all don't come from the same spot, but where the fuck would they? There's not just some planet demon. I mean, highly fucking doubtful. I really don't think that they would get along with each other. I would think it would be a lot like male betas, and everyone would just be pissing all over each other and fighting each other to try to get territory. So I really don't think that would work out. You'd have to put distractions there, and that's not going to work out either, because they're going to get destroyed. What up? Right? So it's like, you got to watch what you do, and like human interaction, and like the things that you see and the things that you sense and the things that are around you pay attention to those things, because I can almost guarantee you that whatever you sense and whatever you feel is going on, there's something under the surface. And some people want to know what it is. Some people can't wait to get out of this or to hide in this, so then they can become like a fucking fly on the wall, right? I know people love to uncover things. When they're not being self-absorbed and the world is all about them, or if they're not in healing. But even when you're in healing, it's kind of nice to uncover some conspiracy theories and some things that, you know, might not be what they are, because then you can be like, well, I'm not perfect and neither is the universe, right? There's the Daughter of Wands. So that's the Mother of Wands and the Daughter of Wands. It's like, I think when you started this journey, you were a very juvenile snake. You're a very juvenile person. You knew a lot of things, but it doesn't mean that you were doing the right thing with all your magic and all your gifts. I do know that one person from my past that I chose not to date put a lot of hexes on me because of it. And I do believe it's because he did not understand his power. He did not understand that what he was saying and what he was mumbling was coming true in my life. Okay? And people have to grow up. They transform. They go from kind of like sparky and defending themselves to defending their young with that same spark. And that's what people don't understand, is why they have anger. They're like, why do I have anger? Why do I have anger? I don't know what to do with that anger. The anger is there, and that rage is there so you can protect your young. It's not there for anything else. It's either there to protect you because you're on your own, protect you and your spouse because you're all alone, or to protect you and your kids when you're all alone, or just your kids in general. But you'd have to be there, so they wouldn't be alone, right? But that's why rage is there. That's why anger is there. That's why if you don't find a healthy vessel to get rid of like pent up frustration from like work or life, then that anger comes out and you just start fighting with people. You'll just fight with everybody because like it's in there and you don't know what else to do with it. You don't know what it's there for. So you think it's there to pick fights and claim dominance, which if you were in the Congo or in the wild, then yeah, absolutely. That's what you're supposed to use it for. But no, not in a domestic house experience like a snake. Like, no, my snakes I don't go in there and they're not snapping at me. You know, they're like, hey, what's up? No, there's no danger. They're not supposed to see danger. They're not supposed to know what that is. They should never experience it. My snakes should never get angry at anything. They're not in the wild. So they should never get mad. As long as I put my effort into them, I should never see rage. Right? Because I'm taking care of them. When you're taking care of yourself, you should never see rage. Ever. The only time rage comes out of me is when I'm dealing with somebody else who has seriously fucked with me. And I've been manipulated most of my life. So it takes me a very long time to figure people out and to trust them. And then sometimes I trust too easily, and then I take things out on them because I'm mad at myself for not taking my time to see if I can trust them, right? Because people just want to make it seem like it's going to work out. Like they can just, you know, everybody is the way that it was when it was the 80s. And that's not the way that people are. And then all those 80s families or 70s families, like our parents were fucked. They didn't want to be parents. They want to be out drinking, fucking driving, going to McDonald's and banging and going to the beach and drinking and driving. And I mean, my dad fucking was not interested in women at all or kids. He just, I don't even know. He had hobbies back in the day until he found his pussy clot fucking wife. And then he became a fucking narcissistic, demonic presence. And, you know, he never used his anger properly. He always yelled at us. He was never nice. It was like he didn't know what to use his rage on. And because my mom wasn't there, she pieced out because he was a loser. Then he's angry and taking it out on us. Right? You don't filter your anger I mean, my dad used to go on these walks. He used to have a dog, so we would take them on walks, and he would go a lot of times without us. I don't really know where my sister and I were and what the hell he was doing, but I was like, at least he did something, right? Like, it obviously didn't work for him, or it did for a little while, until, you know, his pussy brain couldn't get over the fact. And I think also that's the ego, you know, like your ego's telling you need to be with somebody because you're older, and older people don't be alone. You know, older people should be with people. It's like, why? Why? People look at me like I'm an alien. Like they've never seen a single person before. Well, it sucks to be you, because I know a lot of people in relationships that wish they were single. And I can't say right now, I wish I was in a relationship. I don't, no. I couldn't wish that. No, right? Get your fucking priorities straight. Sometimes you just got to keep your cup to yourself. And that's why you do magic for people. Use the moon, especially in the full moon. Oh, man. The amount of magic that could happen tonight. I might do a lot of magic tonight. Who knows? Sometimes my snakes like to come out with me when I do magic. I wonder what they're going to do tonight. It's just so much. I can feel so much in the ether. That's why I'm like, man, just keep doing what you're doing, you know, like learn from your mistakes and learn from your past, become a better person, grow up. Use anger in the right way, you know, use it as a tool. Don't use it to start fights or to claim dominance and territory. We're not in 1908. Like you can buy that shit, you know, you can just show people your debit card and suddenly you win the argument because you know, they're probably broke and you're not. Like, I mean, really, like arguments are so different now. To claim dominance over things is just like, just take your dicks out and measure them for fuck's sakes and get it over with, because it's exhausting and it's, you know, exhausting. Let's just say that it's exhausting. I don't even like fucking fighting with feminine energies anymore. I'm just like, oh my God, get the fuck over yourself already. Like, seriously, what are you going to get your fucking period soon or something? Like, why are you rage casing? Like, women are just awful beings. And I wish I could say, and that's not true, but it really is. There's a lot of fucking women out there that are just awful. Just awful. Like, no reason to be as angry as they are either. At all. So, and then they come out and they hurt people and they cast their little spells and all their bullshit. Fuck you. I hate that shit. Trying to figure out what deck I want to do, and I haven't played with this deck for a while, so I'm gonna see if I can get one last reading and see if this scorpion stays on the bottom. I'm gonna take it. Let's see. Hey, it's still there. What is that? 5 of Swords. Something gonna sting. You know, a scorpion bite. Woo! 5 of Wands. Ugh. What the fuck? Scorpion and the fire ant? Woo-wee. I don't know what to say about that. You know what I did say? I said, you step into the fire, you're going to get burned, and look. Or you step into the fire and you change your whole life completely. And then look at the bee. What the fuck did you do? Why is this? Everything is stinging. The Scorpio stings. The fire ants sting. The bee stings. What the fuck? I mean, a firefly doesn't fucking sting, but god damn it. I'm starting to see a trend here. Okay. Trying to see a pattern. That's the right word. Pattern. What's the B? 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. Between 2 5s? Okay, we got the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, which is these two guys. Okay, with the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands on the outside of them. I don't know if 35 is significant or 53 or 3 or 5. I don't know. What's the Phoenix? Judgment. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. The Judgment, that's an etheric card. So, earth, air, fire. I mean, when you think about the firefly and you think about the bee, it's like they can just fly right out of this. It's almost like a mosh pit of disaster. Okay? Like, scorpions and fire ants, like, who the fuck wants to go there? So you just maybe, oh, that's awful. I hate to say, like, maybe somebody's, like, trying to do something to you and get you thrown into the pit of despair, I just heard. What the fuck is that from? I think it's from The Princess Bride. Or is it from The Labyrinth? That's a Swamps of Despair. No, Pit of Despair. Or is it the Never-Ending Story? I don't know. It seems like a fucking story made up fucking story. Like, so, I mean, with the good energy, we're going to get the ones that choose to do the bad energy. Okay? So, these people are obviously choosing to do... The first reading was a good reading. And that's why the good reading comes out first. Because this is probably somebody you're dealing with. And even in the midst of hearing this, not once have I heard anybody say, well, I'll do it back to them. So good for you. Okay, because that's what the thing is what goes around comes around, which means if they send an army of fire ants to your door, what do you think is going to happen to them? You're going to find out about it. You're not going to let them in, and then you're going to send them back to where they came from. And who are they going to go knocking for? The person who sent them to you, right? That's what goes around comes around. So it almost seems like I feel like you're getting a break in the storm. I feel like somebody sent a storm to your door, and it's not even going to reach you. It's not even going to come near you, because you're a part of good energy. You do good things, which means bad things can't hurt you anymore, no matter what they try to do. Look at this. I don't know. I think the question that I asked was, what was the magic that was done? And that's the card I got, turning inward. Solstice. See, so they're going to use the solstice. I knew that. It's almost like they're saying solstice can be another word for, like, basically they're using the moon. They're using the energy. They're trying to do a ceremony. They've turned inward. They've decided that this is what they need to do to you. Okay, they want to poison you. That's mistletoe. Mistletoe is poisonous. Okay, and whoa, did you just see those cards fall? So we're going to stop at ringing of the bells. And we also got Hearth in reverse. Okay, which kind of makes it seem like maybe somebody could be trying to prepare to burn your house down by Christmas. Okay, could be something like that. It seems like the bells are ringing on them, though. They can't do this anymore. They can't keep hurting you. They can't keep... It's almost like crying wolf, going to people and saying that they need to do something about you, and all the universe is seeing is great things come from you. So why is this person begging for things bad to be done for you? Okay. And then we got self-care. Okay. That was in reverse with this bear medicine. Okay. And then reindeer medicine. So it seems like you've got energies of the spirit realm of animals that are protecting you and keeping you in self-care mode. So, I mean, the way that I would see that is like you don't really go out very often, okay? You take your health very seriously, okay? And when you get a scare, you fucking run and hide. Because for one, you don't want to get anybody else sick. And for another, you don't want to be sick. So why drag it out? Don't stay up all night and go and party. Self-care is huge. So while they're out there doing what I believe is black magic, because the full moon is here, which obviously the full moon doesn't want to do it anymore. And that's the thing, is that people who choose to do black magic, the host that they use, the connection, what they use as the energy, okay? If it's a natural source that's alive, that natural source can turn on them because they're using something beautiful to do something ugly with. Okay, so it's almost at that point where the spirit of the animals come through. So then your soul is seeking help, but it doesn't know where to go because it's not, you can't just go to a guru and get help, right? There really isn't any around. There used to be if you believed in that, but there really isn't any now. And I find a lot of readers, they're just out there fucking putting readings out for themselves. They're not really doing the work for other people. So it's like, well, who do you talk to? What do you get in touch with to know that this is the reading for you, that you're the one being like almost like lower down into the pit of despair, basically, is how I can see it in my third eye. And then it's like, as you're being lowered, this bear and this reindeer just come out of nowhere and knock them out, right? Like, they don't realize that there's things working for you because they're just interested in energy working against you. But you're creating too much good karma that all this good energy you're pushing out, it doesn't have any room to be injected with negative energy. It's too good. It's too good of energy, right? So it's just, it's not working for them and they're wondering why. So now they're going to realize in the next, like, probably couple weeks, they're going to realize that their magic went in reverse, that anything they casted upon you is going to happen to them. You didn't get touched. If anything, because of everything that it seems like this person does to you, you get a huge rebirth. And like that could be anything in your life. You could get a new car, could get a new apartment, could get a new look. Apparently a good looking person. That's where my mind wanted to say, I don't know, but it's up to you if they're good looking or not, I guess. I don't know. Right? And that's what people don't understand, is that they're going to see you win. And then maybe that's when they'll realize to stop doing magic against you. It's not going to work. It's going to grant you more wishes than take things away because of everything you do for the community. It'd be like somebody trying to cast shit on me at this point, right? You're not going to really be able to cast too many spells on me that are actually going to work because of everything that I give. I don't put negative energy out to anybody. I never would. So people that put negative energy on me, they're going to get killed one day. That's between fucking their God and them. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm still walking. I don't care to put any spells on them. I don't care to cast any energy towards them. The only thing that I do is I reverse the energy that they cast onto me and I send it back to them immediately. That's the only thing that you can do is forever protect yourself by sending their energy away from you. And you know that saying, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. That's I swear witches made that up. And it's for a lot of negative energy, right? I'm rubber, bitch, you're glue. It's going to bounce off me and stick to you. You know this. That's what karma is, right? But you just got to kind of find out how to make yourself rubber, right? So then people, they can't stick to you. They can't fuck with you. They can't stay on you. Their words can't play on you, right? It just bounces off of you. Because why care what somebody's opinion of you? Why care if someone's saying awful things about you? Why care? If people are talking about you, it's because they like you. Even if it's negative things, why are they thinking about you? It's because they are obsessed with you. Why are they obsessed with you? Because they like you. Or they wouldn't be talking about you. Hatred is one of those things. It's the devil's magic in the working. Gets you to hate things for a reason, so you become obsessed with them. It works. Just like Walmart. It works. You don't see it because you're in it. Right? Very interesting observations today by the moon. And I just saw 4411. So that's amazing. The fours are really about stability. And fives, a lot of fives are about change. Change your will, change your light, change your way. Change how you treat people. Change what you do in this world. Be a better person. Stop thinking so negatively. Don't hurt people because they hurt you. Just move on with your life. The energy will change for you. It will. Oh, look at that with the ever transformative moth coming in. Just to let you know, transformation is inevitable, and everybody that is on that path will choose to ignite their true beauty when it's ready. And I almost think the more they hate you, just let that stack up, right? And then like do the biggest change that you've ever wanted to do in your life. And they're gonna get exhausted from hating you. That's the funny part, is eventually they're just going to get so tired that they're going to be like, fine, fuck you, I won't watch you anymore. And then you're going to be like, yay, I will win at my life. You realize I'm not going to stop existing because you don't want me to be here. This isn't high school. Fucking losers. Honestly. I just don't get why people have to or even want to be bullies. Why do you want to be one? Why do you want to be a bully to somebody? Like, oh, show you're so tough? That means you're weak. That means you're weak. You're weak as fuck. You're not tough. You're weak. Oh, God, the toughest people, man, they're the ones that are walking old ladies across the street, getting their toes rung over by the wheelchair, and they don't care. You know, like, strength lies in people that never care to show how strong they really are, you know? They actually show you more weakness than anything, and that weakness is what makes them so strong. Again, it's a play from the devil, right? Everyone's out there trying to get themselves all buff. I'm strong. Nah, mentally you're weak as fuck, so I don't really think it matters how much you bench press there, Gordy! You know? Yep. I think that's it. I think I'm going to head. I have some other things to do still with me day. I just wanted to pop on by and talk about the full moon because it's a big deal. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to do another live in the afternoon. And we will see the other side of the moon and what she does. Oh, yeah. Banging. Oh, thanks, bud. Well, it was a good channel. Man, it was a good day today. I had a really good day today. So, I mean, people are always going to be trifling ass little bitches trying to spread their hate around, their haterade. But it's all just going to come back and clap them in the face sooner or later. So at least you can hold on to that. You know, like one day, bitch, you're going to get it. And I'm not going to know because I don't care. This one chick, she ended up staying with this guy who cheated on her 100 million times because she thought that I knew because I told her that that wasn't the guy for her. So she continued to date somebody who was cheating on her because she said I wasn't a psychic and I was lying. I'm like I give a fuck who you're fucking. Honestly, like I care. Really? See why it's a curse and a gift? Because when people abuse it, like show you pictures of people and go, is that my forever love? And you say no, you're suddenly the bad guy. Not the forever love, apparently, who starts banging everybody in Toronto. Apparently, I made him do that. Yeah, right. Just like I made you jump and land on his dick, right? Okay. psychics have so much power, right? Holy shit. That's the thing, man. Is people are just, they don't know what they're talking about. And they think that they do, so you kind of just feel bad for them, and you're like, yeah, okay. Keep doing that black magic because you think the world is all about you, but what goes around, come back around. This used to be my favorite JT song because I was like, what goes around comes around, bitch. And it's like I had to live that as my motto, or I wasn't going to believe that the people that have put me through some of the worst experiences of my life weren't going to get what's coming to them. So, fucking right they are. Because I wouldn't be here. And I'm doing pretty good, so word up. Have a good weekend. Even though I'll probably see you. Peace out. Personal readings, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. If not, just watch the lives, whatever. Do whatever you want. It's all good. And, yeah. Be safe out there. It's a full moon. People are crazy. Stay in. Be safe. Namaste.